There is a guy who is a 5-star recruit and one of the best players in the nation, but at one point he almost went down the wrong path. Terrence Clarke, remember the name. He's more than likely going to make waves at the next level and even the NBA. But he has an interesting story and pathway to where he's at today. So to get into that, let's throw it all the way back to where things started. Terrence was born on September 6 in 2001 and is from no other than Boston, Massachusetts. And with Terrence being mainly from the Boston area, he spent a lot of his childhood at the Vine Street Community Center. And believe it or not, this community center changed his life. I am a firm believer that high school sports are the best things to keep kids out of trouble. Now I say that because to play in these sports you have to stay out of trouble, have pretty decent grades, and you have to show up to school to play. So basically sports somewhat do keep teenagers out of trouble. And this is exactly what happened for Terrence Clarke. His local community center was basically a safe haven and kept him out of a troubling environment. And he was very close to falling in with the wrong crowd. He even goes on to say, "I've been in the middle of shootouts. I've seen it all." And when he was in the middle of the shootouts, that's when he thought to himself, if I stay in the gym, I can play basketball and have fun all day. So that was ultimately the winning factor in why he decided to go away from those shootouts and scenes. And just like a lot of players I've covered, Terrence has a pretty solid work ethic even since he was a kid. There's a quote even from himself going on to say, "I lived at Vine Street. I would go there from 8 a.m. to work out, then I would get some food, come back, take a nap in the computer room, and then go back and play again." So that quote was basically saying, summed up, that he would go to the gym and just play from 8 a.m. till it closed. But at this community center, this isn't when he first discovered basketball. He actually first discovered basketball while at his grandfather's house, where he would watch old Larry Bird and Magic Johnson games on NBA TV. And that is when he fell in love with the game and said he wanted to be like those guys. And Terrence's first interaction with basketball came when he was just in 2nd grade. And I guess you could say he's always had that competitive fire. His gym teacher even goes on to say, "While most kids played for fun, I saw a serious competitive drive in Clarke as a 2nd grader." His gym teacher even goes on later to state that from the moment he got introduced to the game or saw it, he probably ate, slept, and pooped basketball. He was always a little bit better than everyone else. And people don't understand that almost every NBA player, they were obsessed with the game because, quite frankly, to get to that next level, you have to be obsessed with basketball. Basketball is not just a hobby, it literally has to be your lifestyle. That is, if you want to make it to the next level. But, however, when he was in 2nd grade, they didn't have a program for his age group. But that did not stop him. He wound up playing up with the 4th and 5th graders, and he wanted to spend all hours of the day practicing basketball. So this is when a lot of people around the community center started to take notes and knew this kid, he was going to be something special. And now, let's fast forward a couple years. As he started getting older, there was one thing that stuck out in him, and that was no other than his height. He grew to 6 feet by just the 7th grade. And this is when the basketball lifestyle that I just talked about really came into play. Terrence even goes on to say, "I had no childhood because the main thing I wanted to do was play basketball." One guy that even worked at his local community center said at one point he came 35 straight days. And fast forwarding to today, he still has that same mentality. He did wind up transferring from his high school in Massachusetts to Brewster Academy in New Hampshire. And the main reason behind his transfer was that he said he wanted to challenge himself. And Brewster Academy is just the place because that's a very solid program. And in his first season for Brewster, which was last year, Terrence Clarke averaged right at 16 points per game. And with that being his first legit year with the program and team, that's pretty solid. And oh yeah, if y'all did not know, he actually is supposed to be in the class of 2021, but he did reclassify to 2020. And with that being said, he is still one of the top 10 players in his class without a doubt. Every recruiting website has him listed as a 5-star recruit, but I like to use ESPN's, and here's what they got for this guy. ESPN currently has this guy as a 5-star recruit with a 95 scout rating grade. That's pretty solid. And right now, they currently have him listed as the 7th overall prospect in the entire class. Do I really have to say anything more? That's pretty impressive. And oh yeah, we cannot end the video off without me telling y'all this. The 6'7" and 190-pound beast wound up deciding to commit and sign with the University of Kentucky. This is a great pickup for Kentucky, and I think it's a pretty solid fit for Terrence Clarke. I think his overall game will transfer to the next level very smoothly, but that's just something we'll have to wait and see. Terrence Clarke. He was close to going down the wrong path. Actually, he was really close, but look where he's at today. So be careful with who you hang around with. It can change your life. But hey man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you are new to the channel, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more. Thank you guys for all the support. If you made it this far in the video, just want to let you know I really do appreciate all the support. So with that being said, let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Peace.